This is more than just a drink. This is the most recognized symbol on planet Earth. More people recognize this logo than the Christian cross. It's in every country except 2, selling 2 billion bottles every single day.
Coca-Cola!
But here's what Coca-Cola will never tell you in their billions of dollars of advertising. This harmless drink started as literal cocaine medicine sold by a morphine-addicted Confederate soldier. It built its empire by manipulating children, funding Nazis, and creating one of the most successful brainwashing campaigns in human history. And somehow, we all fell for it. God, that's good. So buckle up, because we're diving into the dark, twisted, absolutely insane history of how a cocaine-laced patent medicine became the most powerful beverage company on Earth. Let's get smart about this nonsense.
It's been called the most successful consumer product in history.
500 brands all across the world.
We're not trying to deceive the public.
We're not trying to hide the information behind what's in a Coca-Cola Classic.
Hide it.
If we see it, we'll buy it now.
All right, to understand how messed up this story gets, we need to start at the very beginning. 1886, Atlanta, Georgia. We got this guy, John Pemberton. He's a Confederate soldier getting absolutely destroyed in battle. So his doctors are like,
"This man is gonna die. Give him all the morphine we've got."
but plot twist, but Pemberton survives, and now he's completely addicted to morphine.
I need my medicine.
So this guy buys a $5 medical license and becomes a doctor. Now, back then, patent medicines were everywhere. Like, you don't need a prescription. And people didn't trust real doctors, so snake oil salesmen were making bank.
Oh, what the Vin Mariani?
Van Mariani is wine mixed with cocaine, marketed as a cure for literally everything.
Dios mío, oh, this is incredible.
So Pemberton thinks he can make this cocaine wine better. He creates his own version, French wine coca. Wine plus cocaine plus some random herbs equals instant success. But then prohibition hits.
No more alcohol, Pemberton.
So he removes the wine, adds carbonated water, a ton of sugar, and his bookkeeper, Frank Robinson's like,
Oh, let's call it Coca-Cola. You know, after the coca leaves and the cola nuts.
Translation, well, cocaine and caffeine, the perfect addictive combo. Early ads literally said it was a brain tonic that relieves exhaustion. But then Pemberton dies of his morphine addiction. His company sold for $2,300. He had no idea he'd created a future $300 billion empire. Pause. Now you might be thinking, okay, sketchy origins, but that was the 1800s. Things were different back then. But here's where this story gets really dark. Because the guy who bought Coca-Cola from Pemberton, Asa Conler, this dude basically invented modern brainwashing.
For a better start in life, start cola
See, Conler realized something that every evil genius marketing knows. Get them young equals customer for life. So he pioneers what Coca-Cola still does today, but back then, it was even more sinister because the drink literally contains addictive drugs. So here's how the Coca-Cola brainwashing machine works. Target children with fun advertising, associate your product with joy and celebration, pay famous people to make it seem cool, and plaster your logo everywhere so people can't escape it. But that's just the beginning. That's how Conler did this. But we need to stop in on World War II. That's when Coke went from sketchy company to full-blown propaganda machine. Okay, it's 1939 and World War II breaks out. Coca-Cola makes this insane claim to the US government.
Coca-Cola should be exempt from sugar rationing.
Why?
Well, because Coke's an essential wartime product, of course.
Yeah, they literally said Coca-Cola was essential for the wartime effort. And somehow the government agrees. Why? Well, because Coca-Cola spent millions lobbying politicians. They even got a Coca-Cola executive appointed to the sugar rationing board. So while every other company has to cut sugar during the war, Coca-Cola has unlimited sugar. But it gets worse.
We promise every soldier will get Coca-Cola for 5 cents wherever he is.
Sounds patriotic, right? Well, wrong. This was actually a brilliant scam. Coca-Cola convinced the government to pay for 64 bottling plants worldwide.
It's for spreading American influence and boosting morale.
Oh, that's brilliant. Here's taxpayer money. So US taxpayers fund Coca-Cola's global expansion. And now, while Coke was playing Patriot in America, they were also selling to Nazi Germany.
We cannot get the Coke syrup anymore. But we will make no drink from apple scrap.
And that drink? Well, Fanta. Coca-Cola creates Fanta using forced labor from concentration camps. And after the war, well, all those profits went straight back to Coca-Cola headquarters. So Coca-Cola played both sides, profited from Nazis, used slave labor, and then rewards the guy who made it happen. This kind of brings us to modern day, I guess. Because after the war, Coca-Cola's next trick was convincing us that their sugar water wasn't killing us. By the 1980s, the science was crystal clear.
I think the new Coke is too sweet.
Somebody out there tell me why Coke did it.
Sugary drinks cause obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and tooth decay. One study found that kids who drink just one extra soda per day have a 60% higher chance of becoming overweight. Another showed that babies exposed to high sugar become conditioned to depend on it for life. So what does Coca-Cola do? Well, they do the same thing tobacco companies did. They fund fake science to create doubt. Between 2011 and 2015, Coca-Cola and Pepsi funded 96 health organizations. They literally bought scientists to say, sugar isn't that bad for you. They fund the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, the world's largest body of nutrition experts. That'd be like finding out the world's largest women's rights organization is funded by Ted Bundy. So here we are in 2025. Coca-Cola is worth over $300 billion. They sell in 200 countries, 2 billion servings every day, all built on a foundation of cocaine addiction, Nazi collabs, child manipulation, and health lies.
There's no waistline worry with Coke, you know.
But here's the genius part of Coca-Cola's brainwashing. They don't just sell you a drink, they sell you an emotion, happiness, togetherness, celebration, good times with friends and family. They've spent over 130 years conditioning us to associate their sugar water with every positive emotion we have. And it works so well that even when you know all of this history, well, you're still gonna want a Coke. Come on, have a Coke! Oh!